In this reboot of the 2013 classic Olympus Has Fallen, Danny McBride's Gimp stars alongside In Living Color's Wanda in a lighthearted representation, alongside known psychopath James Woods and the homely charms of Maggie Gyllenhaal.
It was White House Down. That's what it was.
That's what I said.
Yep, White House Down.
Feeling loose, blame it on patrol, got you in the zone, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the vodka, blame it on the headache, blame it on the blow top, got you feeling dizzy, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the
Okay, White House Down. It was directed by Roland Emmerich, who you may know from Independence Day in 2012, and The Day They Stood... No, that's not The Day They Stood Still. It was Day After Tomorrow.
Same thing.
Different recent movie that people don't like so much. Anyways. He did not do that. But anyways. It stars Channing Tatum, Jamie Foxx, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Richard Jenkins, and now we get to the point that I've been waiting for. The rest of the cast, which is composed of TV personalities and actors from shows that have been recently canceled. So, let's get through them. Alright. We'll start with the oldest. James Woods did a show called Shark. He was pretty good.
He was
canceled, though. That was a while ago.
He was Hades.
He was. But that was a while ago. So, moving up in the ranks now to more recent shows that were canceled.
Moving up in the ranks from James Woods?
Yes. Well, maybe not moving up in the ranks, but... Jason Clarke is in this movie, star of Chicago Code, which was a great show. Once again, Sean Ryan's whole my shows don't do good after The Shield. But anyways, sucks, because that show was great, and Jason Clarke was awesome in it. Moving on. Jimmy Simpson, who's in Breakout Kings and guest stars in a shit ton of shows, so I'm sure you've seen him, and whatever picture I put up will probably make you go, I know that guy. So anyways, Jimmy Simpson. We got Lance Reddick, the head of the Fringe division in the show Fringe. That was awesome. And also he was on Lost, but few people remember him from Lost, as we found out after we got done watching this movie.
I don't know who he was.
And finally, we have Peter Jacobson, who was Taub on House, and he was also the one dude from Lost Room. Nice. The picture will say it all. Okay? So that's what I wrote down. This is why I found the beginning of the movie fun, though, is because...
Here comes that dislike right now.
I could See, the beginning of the movie for me was, hey, I remember that guy from that show that was canceled. Hey, I remember that guy from... Yeah, so that was the beginning of the movie for me. It was fun. So anyways, Josh, the movie, White House Down, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a lot like Olympus Has Fallen.
Well, very similar plot and storyline, right? So
plot, storyline, yeah, it had a lot of the same things. Different, obviously. This one took itself less serious. It was a little bit more lighthearted. But I don't want, like, there was still a lot of people getting shot. But there wasn't, like, the bloody, violent struggle. There weren't, like, the throat chops and the executions that had, and the blood splattering all over the wall like Olympus Had Fallen had.
I don't think either of them took themselves too seriously.
Olympus is,
I think they have different
Olympus
tones,
was a lot darker.
They have
Olympus was
tones,
darker.
yeah,
This one was kind of the same thing, but it wasn't. A little bit more like it was. Was this rated PG-13? I doubt it was. They said fuck once.
Once, but you get one in a PG-13 movie.
Was this 13?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, because
I think it was.
It wasn't as violent.
I want to say it
It
was.
could have been, considering all
Olympus Has Fallen was R, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that one was. No idea.
Wow, we do some excellent research before we do this.
No, we get drinks and we go.
So, okay, you were saying as you're drinking. Yep.
I was saying it wasn't a bad movie. There you go, right off the bat. Interesting idea that's been done before. I guess that's the main problem I have with it is it's something that I not only had seen, but I've seen this year within the last 6 months.
It's happened before, though.
It has not that often, I think.
Armageddon, Deep Impact, and what was the other one?
Yeah,
Ants and Bug's Life. And
did anyone see Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bug's Life.
It's a Pixar movie. Yeah, that was
Bug's
the better
Life
one.
was the good one.
That was the better one.
Did anyone see the Ants Life?
I didn't. I saw Ants. It was just called Ants. Woody Allen and
well, there you go. And shit. Yeah. Woody Allen. So
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. But
Oh, jeez. Okay. Here come the dislikes.
There's no one right there. Or would it be over there? It's the dislikes are over there. Subscribe and dislikes us over there.
Subscribe and dislike us. All right, your review. Keep going. Let's keep this on track as much as possible.
I mean, the performances are fine. Not a lot of bad acting. Jamie Foxx. I haven't seen him in anything recently. I'll be honest.
You didn't see Django?
I haven't seen Django yet.
Well, that's why, because Django's awesome.
You haven't seen... Really?
I haven't seen Django.
Oh, you'd love it.
Well, I know I'd love it. I've been told I would love it.
Yeah, you probably would.
But I mean, I can't remember the last thing I've seen Jamie Foxx in. And all I can think of is
He
old.
took a break for a while.
He
so
did, but all I can think of is old In Living Color reruns. So I mean, it's not that weird. Like he's good. Channing Tatum is Channing Tatum. He's the American hero. G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But that's his thing. I mean, there wasn't like a whole lot in this movie to like talk to like really grasp on, because a lot of it was just. I mean, there was some good performances, but a lot of the characters were. Maggie Gyllenhaal is this broad who's tough and about her job, and then Black General is Black General, and he's got that creepy voice, and he's
Lance
like,
Reddick.
and I'm gonna do the military thing. It was kind of like. Whereas Olympus Has Fallen had a lot of stuff that was kind of like twisting and turning throughout the film, because you can't help but compare the two, obviously, as they're basically the same.
I'm sure
they're
I
still,
will also compare.
They're still
it to
down
Olympus
in
Has Fallen.
the vault thing. There's like a lot of the elements.
Yeah, there's
it's
some similar stuff.
It's story structure. It's a lot of the same. And
this was more the secret tunnels, not so much the.
But you had a lot.
Room.
But in this one, because it didn't, it seemed to be a little bit more lighthearted take on it. Well, not lighthearted, but just less
PG-13.
PG-13 version of it. It did have like those moments where the character was sort of like, I'm the evil general and I'm the conniving politician. It had like all those characters in it. Whereas Olympus Had Fallen had a lot of, you didn't know what was going on. It seemed like clearly there was just structure of bad guys and people were confused and trying to figure it out. James Woods there and he's crazy. We all know that. I love James Woods.
He's getting old though.
He looks really fucking old in this movie.
He started looking old on Shark, which I mentioned before.
I hadn't seen Shark, and I haven't seen James Woods since Spirits Within. Was the last time I saw him
you
on
didn't
screen.
see him. You saw his mocap.
Same thing. No, I can't. I've seen him in something before.
Yeah,
he was
he's
in, like,
completely gray now.
He did a
That's
cameo
like-
where he
that's
wasn't
one of the
gray.
big
Now
things.
he's like full gray, and I was
full
like, I
gray
didn't.
now.
I'm like, James, what happened? Who's painting a picture of you right now? What happened? Like that's what I thought when I saw James Woods. But other than that, it's a good movie, an enjoyable movie. I mean, if I like them both. Olympus Has Fallen, I really liked. I like this one for the same but different reasons, I guess, is the way you would take this. I mean, they're both good movies, both for entirely different but equal reasons.
So you're putting it about on level with Olympus Has Fallen?
I like Olympus Has Fallen as more, but I think this one, while it shares a lot of the same characteristics, still has redeeming qualities that aren't the same. Like, you're getting something different with both of them. You can see them both. It's the same story, but told differently, basically. And you're getting something from both of them. I wouldn't watch them back to back. Or maybe maybe I'd get drunk and do that one night. I'm not saying I won't. But I'm saying you could take them both as is and have fun. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. This movie is watchable.
Okay. Brian, what did you think of Olympus Has Fallen reboots? White House Down.
First of all, I'll mention that although I did see Olympus Has Fallen, I was very drunk and I was watching a very poor quality version. And I could not follow those twists and turns, and it's just something I didn't really get into. I mean, I watched it, it was on the screen, guns were going, it was that kind of movie for me. But this one I was in the theater sober for, so I could follow that line of reasoning. But it was an enjoyable summer movie. It's guns going, heroes, bad guys.
Explosions.
Little girl in trouble.
Explosions.
Little girl in trouble.
Yeah, little girl in trouble. Although
Car chase.
she did start some of that trouble for herself.
Shitty kid syndrome.
Shitty kid syndrome.
I didn't find that kid that.
She wasn't that shitty though, but that's the syndrome.
Well, no, honestly, it's the she had to take that YouTube video because
Dude,
she's awesome reporter girl when they did cause problems for her. She would have just sit down and shut up.
It's nice to note that the 11-year-old has the mindset to stop and start filming.
Yeah.
But
instead of pee yourself.
that's the whole thing that they brought up, like in Cloverfield a lot, was like that is what people do when crazy shit goes down nowadays. They pull out their phone and they start recording it. So
I get down and I find the gun.
I think they were just trying to do the
it's a little girl,
make
man.
her a heroine, and I just think
I love her.
I think she was just supposed to be this tough little girl. Like,
yeah, and I just couldn't.
I don't think she was like shooting guys or nothing.
That's the thing is, it just didn't work for me. I think she was just, I don't know if you want to say too young, just that she should have. I don't know. They were trying to do this is a girl being brave, beyond her years, but on the other hand, she's an 11-year-old girl. She probably should have just been a hostage.
I think that was part of the casting too, because I get it. Like it seemed like they tried to cast the right age where it's like young enough that you don't expect them to do anything physically imposing,
right?
But old, at least mentally old enough that they're doing
YouTube channels.
YouTube channels.
That's the new thing though with the teenagers is the YouTube channels. And
I'm not allowed to look at those.
Well, I'm just saying. I've seen it before in things where they're like, check out my YouTube channel. Just kids in school and stuff. It's really weird. We're too old to have had that kind of stuff. I wish we would have had that.
When I was 11, I had a YouTube channel. It was in a cardboard box with some cup and string.
All right. So, anything else you wanted to say?
Nothing really.
What about Army stuff?
Yeah.
Well, Army stuff. Just
okay. Let's do some Army stuff.
Army consultant Brian Haas.
Wow. Just the National Guard soldiers were very National Guard soldiers, so I enjoyed that.
More dislikes.
This is getting us the likes.
You just stay down there in your prone position, waiting for orders, and then you're just hanging out until you get the order to evacuate, and you're like, "Hey guys, you guys should run because in about 30 seconds, I'm getting out of here." So, I thought that was amusing. The tank scene I thought was a little funny, but it's a movie. It's mass appeal. They're not going to get everything in detail.
Did anyone else think it was kind of weird that when they showed the armory of the White House, it kind of had this whole gun runner feel to it, like the way
I almost thought we were seeing the guys getting ready to attack when we saw that. I was
just
like,
want to point
is this
that
going to be where they're hiding out in this gun cage?
When he checked in his pistol and that, and they took it down, like the lighting and the way the camera came down and showed all the guns, I'm like, this is like the underground gun ring is in the White House. That's how they filmed it. It was kind of hilarious.
It was really weird.
Like, I was waiting for to show the guy who's cocking up the fucking rifle, just
I thought it was
also the tour house guy who kept cocking his shotgun. I'm like,
spread it on.
How many shells is he ejecting right now? And why did he have?
I only saw him cock it once.
No, he cocked it again when he followed the wife in. He's this family.
Once in each scene.
Okay. And I'm like, wait a second. Did he fire it while he was running across the line, or did he just shoot a shell out? Guns are not toys.
Well, it's a guy who's not used to using guns.
It was funny.
Right.
So.
But he's seen a lot of movies, so
it's just the movie. I didn't mention this in our review, but if you guys want to see great scenes with people not used to using guns, watch World War Z. There's a fantastic scene with the guy who doesn't know how to use a gun and what happens to him. Fantastic.
But does it look down the barrel like Kit?
No, you have to.
Also, for those wondering, like Kit,
because when it happened, I was like, yes. Thank you for not just having this guy randomly become a badass. Thank you for having him have a gun and be stupid with it. So, yeah. Anyways, anything else? Is that the rest of the Army stuff you want to talk about?
I mean, there's not too much. You expect in a movie like this, you don't expect.
It's not going to be 100% realistic or anything.
I really hope no one went into this movie expecting some sort of. Even from the trailer itself, I hope you weren't expecting some realistic, pretty, and obviously this is going to be a little bit of funnier version of.
You're just going in for a fun Saturday afternoon.
And this one starred Americans.
Ooh,
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Gerard Butler. Gerald Butler.
Dude, Aaron Eckhart, man.
Aaron Eckhart.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Ashley Judd. What?
I'm just saying Channing Tatum.
I know, okay.
Not Gerard Butler.
So you're a much bigger fan of Channing Tatum than Gerard Butler?
No, God, I love Gerard. And I think Channing Tatum's only been in 2 movies I've seen, and I really, really hated one of them.
Well, your intro tells you otherwise.
I really, really hated one of them. Channing Tatum.
Okay, I don't know what movie you're talking about, but Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look at you don't even remember because you
that's because he's
lasered
not in it
out of your
That's because
brain.
he's not in it that long. So
I've seen them both.
I know.
So he's been in 3 movies.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the first G.I. Joe, because that's what he's talking about, for those uninformed out there. I'm just gonna
For
spoil
those
it
who don't
you.
know that Channing Tatum's only been in 3 movies.
I don't think of him as being in G.I. Joe, that's the weird thing. Somehow he came out of that unscathed to me. Like, I don't think of G.I. Joe, that movie sucks.
When you think Channing Tatum,
it's Channing Tatum's fault.
what's your Channing Tatum movie then? And I hate his name.
For me now, it's 21 Jump Street, because I really like 21 Jump Street, and that was kind of the turning point.
See, I don't think of Channing Tatum as the 21 Jump Street guy. I think of him as the asshole in G.I. Joe.
I didn't think much of him until 21 Jump Street. No, I mean, I didn't have anything against him, but I didn't think of him as this.
Other than your clothes.
Okay, it wasn't. What? It wasn't.
That was my David Bowie reference.
Okay. Anyway, threw that in there right away, right?
Right away.
Channing Tatum must
at
love
least 10 minutes
FTL,
in.
but anyways, okay, yeah, I know. But
I bet you know what? I bet if you played it, he would.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like FTL? America's favorite game of 2013. FTL like.
Didn't it come out like a year ago?
I don't
dude?
know. I don't even know the website.
At least it's pretty
FTLgame.com.
Okay, anyways,
I think that's it.
dude, people really are probably gonna start thinking that the makers of FTL sponsored.
I wish they did.
Yeah,
Do you know how
me
much
too,
fucking
me
money
too.
they got from their Kickstarter?
Yeah.
And they're Chinese. That's like American dollars and the China dollars. Hey, send that shit this way. We need it. Look at this shit. We got one sign on the wall.
I just kind of was neutral to him up until 21 Jump Street is what I was trying to say. All right, I didn't think good or bad about him. I was just like, he's an actor, and my sister really likes him. So that was my opinion of Channing Tatum until 21 Jump Street. Anyways, were you done?
Yeah,
ready for me to end this
It's a
out?
good, fun movie.
Okay.
Wrap her up.
All right, I found it interesting because you guys both mentioned how it doesn't take itself that seriously, and I agree. But I found it interesting because when the first trailer came out, like the teaser trailer that was in front of Olympus Has Fallen came out, it was like the serious teaser of this is going to be a political movie with the president and all this, like it was very serious, very and then the second trailer came out, and that's when it started looking lighter, and that was when I kind of was like, this movie looks better to me now.
I want to say the first trailer still had something with Jamie Foxx being like the black president.
I don't even think it
But
showed
no, like
Jamie
I think
Foxx.
like the glasses.
Maybe
on.
you didn't see the teaser trailer. Because the teaser trailer I thought was just like words on a screen with like clips of like Washington D.C. and stuff, and I think we maybe saw like one little scene of Channing Tatum with a gun or something. Like it was very simple, and it was very serious though, like music wise, and the words on the screen were serious, And then the second trailer came out, and it's kind of when I warmed up to this movie.
And he's like, "Don't touch my Jordans."
Yeah, it had the "Don't touch my Jordans," I lost the rocket launcher, all those scenes from the trailer that you're like, all right, they're not taking themselves that seriously.
And I love that this is continuing the trend of America, where we put our president in awesome movies where he's just like punching people, and like Air Force One, where he's just like knocking people out. And he's like, "Oh, get off my plane!" And that's like America.
Dating back to Harrison Ford. Huh?
Outside of North Korea, when's the last time a country like put their leader of their country into a movie where he just like kicks ass, or he's shooting a rocket launcher? When's the last time the Prime Minister of England was in a movie? Like played by Michael Caine, obviously, just fucking gunning down people in front of Parliament. Like, when's the last time that's happened? When's the last time you saw Putin?
See that movie.
When's Putin been roundhouse kicking people?
Dude, I want to see that Michael Caine movie.
We do, but they'll never make it.
really
Only America makes movies where their president is like shooting people, like knocking people out of planes and firing rocket launchers, or piloting giant mech suits.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very macho American.
That's America.
Thing. Yeah.
I fucking love America.
But yeah, I like this movie as well. I understood what you were. Yes, America. I understand what you were saying about. You can't help but compare this to Olympus Has Fallen, and again, I'm with you. I like them both. I also think Olympus Has Fallen I like a little better, mainly because during this movie it was good and I was entertained the whole time, but there were parts a little towards the end where I was like, how much longer is this going to go?
I was going to say, it did feel a little long.
It
was a long
kind
movie,
of
though.
dragged a little bit, and there was a lot of things. There was a ton of setup in this movie. This movie is basically one of those movies where everything is perfectly set up as it like goes along. Like every little thing you don't think matters is going to come into play to like be perfectly situated to do this thing.
See, honestly, I went in with those those little things set up, and especially with a PG-13
you're waiting for no
movie,
payoffs.
I don't want to say it's dumbed down. I just think they. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff in maybe in our movie would be a little bit more hidden, and stuff will come,
not as on the nose.
Yeah, not as on the nose, but like
they'd lead you
off
one
the
way.
American pin right away. you know shit's going down.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. It was James Woods.
yeah,
Sorry,
but no,
you know,
not knowing
and
that.
at first, it's funny because in the beginning of this movie, we're kind of spoiling this part. So sorry for those of you who care, but it's not a big.
To
spoiler.
be fair,
It's
if you
not a
know
big
James
spoiler.
Woods in this movie,
This is what I was going to
you
say.
know who the bad guy
In the beginning of
is.
this movie, they set up James Woods as this good guy, and so
No.
but they have him be like the head of his security, and they have him like getting the president secure in his room and everything. And at that point, I'm like, I totally thought James Woods was going to turn on everybody. Are they actually going to not have that happen? And then it continues to happen where it does, and I'm like,
you didn't.
so they did do what I thought was going to happen. It just took a little longer than I expected.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of those like right away things.
Well, hold on.
where-
No. You when we sat down, because all we knew were Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I said I'm
and you
interested to
mentioned
see who else
is
is
in this movie.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I saw James Wood in the credits, I went, "There's our villain."
Yeah.
And when I
I
saw him,
also
and he took the piss, I
suspected
knew he
that.
was the villain. How did you not think that was?
No,
When
no,
he took
no,
the pin
no,
off in the
no,
beginning, and
no,
he let him,
I
I
just
knew.
thought they were trying
I'm
to,
saying,
a bait and switch.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
trying to bait and
I
switch?
thought they were trying to trick me, maybe, because I suspected.
See,
he was,
I know
I
James
suspected he was a
Woods.
villain from the beginning.
As a huge
I
James
know,
Woods fan, I
but-
knew.
I know, but I'm
I
saying
felt it.
I
We talked.
suspected he was going to turn on him, but then it took a while longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a much more instant thing where he turns on him. I was
Well,
surprised at how
that
long
kind
it
of falls
took.
into some of the weird writing. Like there were a couple weird things written in the script, which that's one of them. Like, why did they wait till this point? Why did this happen? There's not to nitpick the script, but there is a lot of parts where not a lot of them. There's a couple parts where I just kind of went, why did this
Yeah,
have to
odd
happen? Like that's kind of an odd choice of series events. It's well, whatever, There are a couple weird kind of this is happening now moments.
Yeah.
And I don't think they
I
called back
thought
to.
it was...
They didn't call back to that knife. We'll have to wait till the director's cut because he did
The
mention He mentioned the kitchen had some
Oh
knives.
yeah,
in
the
it.
kitchen had some knives.
And he did have a knife near that one part. I think they should have had that scene where he grabs the knife and goes or something. They probably cut out the 3-second scene it was, but they should have left it in.
Yeah, it was probably on the editing floor.
Because I thought just the callback to him grabbing the kitchen knife would have been funny.
Yeah, I liked...
Missed opportunity.
I liked the, random team of bad guys in this movie. It seemed like there weren't that many of them to begin with, which was kind of odd. And then you had,
they shot
it's
a lot
it's
of them.
okay, you got Jason Clarke, and Jason Clarke appears, and, he's obviously being nefarious, and so you're like, okay, here we have our primary physical villain, right? At least. And so... I'm like, all right, sweet.
Because James Woods.
Yeah, but he's not going to be physical. Yeah, I'm like, all right, Jason Clarke's awesome. This is going to be good. And then they throw in Jimmy Simpson and stuff as the hacker guy. There was a multifaceted thing that was this is kind of interesting. They have different things happening in different areas of the White House, all dealing with this plan and stuff.
Yeah,
It wasn't as much of Olympus Has Fallen, where we're centralized basically in that bunker room, right? So that was kind of interesting.
But that was more of. Because that movie was a little bit more darker and more
adult.
I'm hesitant to say realistic, but it was.
I would just say more adult.
We'll say the more adult version because that's where all the action would be in a more realistic situation. That's where they would be.
Yeah, they wouldn't be combing.
They wouldn't be combing the thing and jumping through residential and.
I preferred the thing with in Olympus Has Fallen, Gerard Butler already being a Secret Service agent, and then losing his job and then going back to continue doing it. I found it was kind of odd that this guy was just applying for the job, and then it was okay, I get it. He works security.
Are you saying
and
he was
stuff,
in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Yeah. Once again, this is a better Die Hard movie than A Good Day to Die Hard. So I really feel sorry for the Die Hard license or whatever because it's you could have had 2 better movies now in the year than what you did.
That is true because Olympus Has Fallen was the movie that I said was a way better Die Hard movie.
We all said that. We all said that.
And you know what? This movie...
This would have been better than A Good Day to Die Hard.
To be a Die Hard movie, they had to add another hour onto the runtime and have more shit with his wife or something. That's a Die Hard movie, though.
There's no stuff with his wife in the last couple Die Hard movies, man. It's always his kids now.
But if you do the local... They had to do something. So yeah, it could have been his son was the Black General or something. Well, maybe not the Black General.
All right, anyways.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. His son could have been Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I will
that
say...
would have really weirded up people saying it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
No.
The butt sex.
Okay, like Maggie Gyllenhaal taking over for, what's her face in Dark Knight? Katie Holmes. She could take over.
Hotter.
She could take over for Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the DieArd movies, and all of a sudden,
I would buy that. You know what? That's the one thing. Going from Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal, that's just a downgrade.
So would the other option that I mentioned of Mary Elizabeth Winstead to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I don't like Maggie Gyllenhaal. I mean, I like Maggie Gyllenhaal, but I wouldn't. Like that'd be.
I will say that
I'd take her out to
she's a
George
pretty
Webb's
good
and have her
actor.
home by 8.
She's a pretty good actor.
She's a good actress. Actress.
Okay, actress.
She's totally a woman. I haven't checked.
All right.
I
that's
assume.
Fine. That's fine.
But all the same, like Katie Holmes, and all of a sudden she's Maggie Gyllenhaal, I'd be like, whoa! I wouldn't save her from the sliding rooftop. That's all I'm saying.
Jake Gyllenhaal's gonna kick your ass so hard. Anyways, let's.
He's gonna pound my ass so hard. I've
Oh,
seen.
okay.
I own Brokeback
Let's-
Mountain.
You do.
Why do you
I'm
own
secure.
I own it, but I haven't seen it.
That's my line.
I know, but I own it and I haven't seen it.
Anyways,
Can we put that on there?
I did like this movie though. I thought it's not the best movie I've seen all year. It's not the worst movie I've seen.
Ooh, there's
It's-
another dislike.
It's solidly in like the middle ranks of the year so far. I would say. I've been finding lately, looking at the movies so far this summer, that I haven't really been disappointed in much. It's
No.
mainly the movies that we saw earlier in the year that are more disappointing to me. So overall, I think this has been a pretty good summer so far.
I mean, I've been
Um,
disappointed.
This is a solid movie. This is definitely worth going to see if you want some action-packed, fun and explosions. If you're looking for your Michael Bay fix this summer, because there isn't one, I guess.
Thank
you
God.
You got some pretty explosions and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie, solid movie. I like Olympus Has Fallen a little better, but yeah, solid stuff.
Solid, good stuff.
Solid.
Monster stupid!
I was gonna say.
Good fashion American patriotism.